Hey guys, welcome to Nyonya Cooking. It's time for another kuih recipe. Now if you have been watching Nyonya Cooking for quite some time, you would know that kuih would refer to desserts or cakes that are usually enjoyed in Malaysia, Singapore, Indonesia, the Southeast Asia region. And I love kuihs. There are so many different types of kuihs, but today we are going to prepare Kuih Koci. Kuih Koci is made out of glutinous rice dough, and as the filling you will get grated coconut cooked with gula melaka or palm sugar, which is absolutely delicious. Now Kuih Koci was one of the very first kuihs that my mom learned from her mother-in-law, and I just thought that maybe I should also prepare it and show it to you guys. So let's take a look at the ingredients. You need some salt, coconut milk, black glutinous rice flour, water, banana leaf, palm sugar or gula melaka, white sugar, water, and for the filling we'll need desiccated coconut, pandan leaves. Now when you get banana leaves, whether it's fresh or frozen, it may be a little bit hard and difficult to manage. And what you need to do is just place it on a bit of heat just to make it more manageable. Or you can also watch the other video that I have, which is on kuih bakul, and the link is in the description box, and over there you can see that I've soaked the banana leaf in warm water. So both ways would work, it's really up to you. Now let's prepare the filling first. Let's melt the sugar, so we'll place a bit of water in a pot. Palm sugar, and also white sugar. Now the only reason why I'm mixing two different types of sugar is because palm sugar could be quite intense in terms of taste. You can always replace it with just white sugar and then just cook it until it's caramelized so that you get the brownness that you usually get in Kuih Koci. But if you do not fancy that, you could also use brown sugar or raw sugar. It's really up to you. All you want is this sweetness, but palm sugar gives some sort of nuttiness to the flavor of the filling later on. So once this is almost melted, we'll also add pandan leaf just to add some aroma of pandan to the filling. And you'll find this aroma in almost every kuih that you can find in Malaysia. Remember to melt the sugar at low heat. Do not burn the sugar. Just a tip for those of you who are living out of Malaysia, if you cannot find grated coconut, opt for desiccated coconut. It works really well. I did it in my rendang recipe. You have to check out that recipe as well. And now in goes the desiccated coconut. If you find this too dry, you can always add water to just make sure that, you know, the desiccated coconut gets to absorb all the sugar, and then continue stirring until it's sort of dry. When the sugar has caramelized, then it's done. After all the stirring at low heat, this is the consistency that you're looking for. It's soft, the smell of palm sugar is surrounding the kitchen right now, and it's done. So we're going to leave this aside and let it cool down, and then now we're going to work on the dough. To prepare the dough, we're going to mix the black glutinous rice flour and the white glutinous rice flour into the bowl. Then mix it well. Coconut milk, and when there is coconut milk, let's add a pinch of salt to make it more flavorful. Now the coconut milk alone will not bind the flour together to create a dough, therefore we'll need to add some water. Just keep mixing, adding a bit of water every time you mix, and then you realize that you will have a very nice manageable dough. Alright, so if it starts breaking, you can't manage it, it's not like Play-Doh, then you need to add a bit of water. And if it's just too watery, you know, it's just too mushy, then you can add a bit more white glutinous rice flour. So we're halfway done, and as you can see, I've already divided the dough equally. And when you work with it, if you realize that it starts breaking or cracking like this, that means there's not enough of water. So what we're going to do is just to dip your fingers into a bit of water, tap it on, and then start molding it again. Once the dough is manageable, we're going to oil the hands a little so that the dough doesn't stick to your fingers. Flatten this Then we'll place the filling in the middle. Then close the dough. That's about it. So this is done. Now we are going to wrap the dough with the banana leaf. Have a bit of oil on the dull side of the banana leaf, not the shiny part. Turn it into like a cone. So we're going to take the top right part, fold it over, and then shape it like a cone. So we're going to pick the dough up. And remember to oil the plate, or else there will be a hard time when you want to remove the dough from the plate. Then, having the taller side facing you, push the lower part below. Okay, fold it over from the right side to the left, left side to the right, and then the top, we're going to put it over. And because there's this additional layer here, we're going to tuck it in. There you go. This is how it looks like. Now, besides having them wrapped in a cone-shaped banana leaf, you can also wrap it differently, and this is the other version. So place it right in the middle, and of course have a bit of oil all over. And you can just use peanut oil so that it doesn't have much smell or flavor to it. It doesn't disturb the kuih flavor. And then pull it over like this. Press it down on both sides. And it's really like wrapping a present. So you're going to push it like this. And actually with this method, you may not need that much of banana leaf. So as you can see over here, I will just cut it later on. And then you just pull it over. So using a kitchen scissors, snip that off. And also on this side. So either way, it's really up to you on how you want to wrap it. Now, besides wrapping it just like that, I'm just going to give you another bonus. Now, Kuih Koci can be steamed just by itself like that with the dough and banana leaf, but sometimes people actually add coconut milk or thick coconut milk into the to surround the dough. So I am going to prepare this thick coconut milk, and all you need is just coconut milk in a pan. And as I mentioned earlier, when there's coconut milk, add a pinch of salt just to enhance the taste. But just need to wait until it's almost boiling, and then we'll add some flour. Now this is just all-purpose flour, plain flour. You can also use the thickening agent corn flour just to thicken the gravy, or this coconut milk. It's up to you. Now that it's really steaming and you know the heat is there, we'll add the flour to the coconut milk. Mix it well. Do this at low heat because there's always a hint of sweetness with coconut milk, and you wouldn't want to get rid of it. So the heat can also actually kill the flavor of coconut milk. At the same time, the vitamins from the coconut milk will also be gone if the heat is too high. Okay, so this is done, but there are also clumps of flour, and therefore I'm going to remove it by running through a sieve. Now, as I mentioned earlier, this step is really optional, so if you don't want to have it, then it's all fine. You can directly move to steaming. So we're going to apply a bit of oil onto the banana leaf, and this time again I'm going to shape it like a cone. Okay, so top right to your left, and then create a cone. Place the dough in. Scoop about half a tablespoon of this thick coconut milk sauce. Or what you can also do is to directly dip this dough into the coconut milk sauce and then scoop it directly into this packet of banana leaf. Fold it in. And then again, right to left, left to right. From the top, push it down towards you and then fold in the tip. Okay, then you're done. You can secure it with a toothpick. Once you're done with wrapping, it's time to steam. Now you can prepare this in advance and then place it in the refrigerator. Once you're ready, you can steam it. So a night before would also be fine if you have a party the next day. By the way, if you want to have more tips on preparing this kuih, head on to the website for the full recipe, and that's where I'll give you more tips on how to store this kuih, how to prepare it in advance, and also how to wrap it. Now, in this pan, I have a bit of water and a plate. You can hear that the water is boiling, that means it's ready. Now, just remember to lower the heat right to the minimum once you hear the water boiling. And then we will steam the Kuih Koci. So steam it for about 12 minutes and the timer is up. So we are going to remove it from the steamer very carefully. And remember earlier I said that you need to steam it at lower heat, because when you steam this, the dough would slightly expand, and when the heat is too hot, it would expand so much that sometimes it may explode. Not that it's exploding too much, but it would then come out of the banana leaf, then it wouldn't look that pretty. So this is how it looks like. Let's remove it. Alright, it's really hot at the moment. Now once you leave it to cool down at room temperature, then you can just immediately bite into it. But because it's just so hot right now, and I just can't wait to try it. As you know, I love trying my food. Pull a little off the dough. It's so soft. So soft. Normally I eat Kuih Koci when it's cooled down at room temperature, so it's slightly more chewy, but this one just came out directly from the steamer. So soft and nice. Rich of coconut flavor, and I like it that the filling is not too sweet, so it doesn't overpower the dough. And the dough itself is just soft, it's nice when you chew into it. There's a bit of chewiness to it, but it's not too hard. Now, and I'm going to remove the one with coconut milk. This one is going to be extra delicious because the coconut milk or the coconut sauce that we place after having the dough in will really enhance the taste of the dough. If you are a coconut milk lover, you're going to love this version. Oh yeah. Try both versions. I hope you enjoyed this recipe. It's so delicious, both versions. I would really recommend. Try it out, and once you have tried them out, head on to nyonyacooking.com. At the recipe section right below, you get a button to upload photos of recipes that you have tried, and that way you will get to inspire others to try this recipe as well. So I hope to see you there, and also follow me on Instagram, Facebook. I am very active there. I hope to see you there, and hopefully we'll join our conversation on social media. Remember to subscribe to Nyonya Cooking if you have not. Till then, happy cooking!